Magnificat anima mea Dominum.
Et exsultat spiritus meus in Deo salutari meo,
Quia respexit humilitatem mansile sue, ex enim ex hoc beata medicent omnes generationes.
quia fecit me magna qui potens est, et sanctum nomen eius,
Et misericordia eius a progenie in progenie timentibus eum.
feci potentiam in brachio suum, dispersit superbos mente cordis sui,
Deposuit potentes tessere, et exaltavit humile.
Surientes simplevit bonis, et divit est misit inane.
Suscepit Israel puerum suum, recordatus misericordiae suae.
Sicut locutus est ad patres nostros, Abraham et semini eius in saecula.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sicut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
The Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will, by the servant of God, Luisa Picaretta, little daughter of the Divine Will. For private use only. Meditations for the month of May, for the House of the Divine Will. May 6, 1930. Luisa Picaretta. Fiat. JMJ. Maternal Appeal of the Queen of Heaven. Dearest daughter, I feel the irresistible need to descend from heaven to make you my maternal visits. If you assure me of your filial love and faithfulness, I will remain always with you in your soul, to be your teacher, model, example, and most tender mother. I come to invite you to enter into the kingdom of your Mama. That is, the kingdom of the Divine Will. And I knock at the door of your heart, that you may open it to me. You know, with my own hands I bring you this book as gift. I offer it to you with maternal care, so that in your turn, in reading it, you may learn to live of heaven and no longer of earth. This book is of gold, my child. It will form your spiritual fortune, your happiness, also terrestrial. In it you will find the font of all goods. If you are weak, you will acquire strength. If you are tempted, you will achieve victory. If you have fallen into sin, you will find the pitying and powerful hand that will lift you up again. If you feel afflicted, you will find comfort. If cold, the sure means to get warm. If hungry, you will enjoy the delicious food of the divine will. With it you will lack nothing. You will no longer be alone, because your Mama will keep you sweet company, and with her every maternal care, she will take on the commitment of making you happy. I, the Celestial Empress, will take care of all your needs, provided that you consent to live united with me. If you knew my yearnings, my ardent sighs, and also the tears I shed for my children, if you knew how I burn with the desire that you listen to my lessons, all of heaven, and learn to live of divine will. In this book, you will see wonders. You will find a Mama who loves you so much as to sacrifice her own beloved son for you, in order to allow you to live of that same life of which she lived upon earth. Oh, please, do not give me this sorrow. Do not reject me. Accept this gift of heaven that I am bringing you. Welcome my visit, my lessons. Know that I will go throughout the whole world. I will go to each individual, to all families, to religious communities, to every nation, to all peoples. And if needed, I will go around for entire centuries, until as queen, I have formed my people, and as mother, my children, who would know the divine will and let it reign everywhere. Here is the purpose of this book explained to you. Those who will welcome it, with love, will be the first fortunate children who will belong to the kingdom of the divine fiat. And I, with gold characters, will write their names in my maternal heart. See, my child, that same infinite love of God, which in redemption wanted to use me in order to make the eternal word descend upon earth, is now calling me into the field once again, entrusting to me the difficult task, the sublime mandate of forming on earth the children of the kingdom of his divine will. Therefore, with maternal care I set to work, and I prepare for you the way which will lead you to this happy kingdom. For this purpose, I will give you sublime and celestial lessons, and finally, I will teach you special and new prayers, through which you will commit the heavens, the sun, the creation, my very life and that of my Son, and all the acts of the saints, so that in your name they may infiltrate the adorable kingdom of the divine will. These prayers are the most powerful, because they bind the very divine operating. By means of them, God will feel disarmed and conquered by the creature. Confident of this help, you will hasten the coming of his most happy kingdom, and with me, you will obtain that the divine will be done on earth as it is in heaven, according to the desire of the divine Master. Courage, my daughter. Make me content, and I will bless you. Prayer to the Celestial Queen for each day of the month of May. Immaculate Queen, my celestial mother, I come onto your maternal knees to abandon myself in your arms as your dear daughter, in order to ask of you, with the most ardent sighs, in this month consecrated to you, the greatest of graces, that you admit me to live in the kingdom of the divine will. Holy Mamma, you who are the queen of this kingdom, admit me to live in it as your daughter, that it may no longer be deserted, but populated by your children. Therefore, Sovereign Queen, I entrust myself to you, that you may lead my steps in the kingdom of the divine will. And as I cling to your maternal hand, you will lead all my being to live perennial life in the divine will. You will be my Mamma, and to you, as my Mamma, I deliver my will, that you may exchange it with the divine will, and so I may be sure I will not go out of its kingdom. Therefore I pray you to illumine me, in order to make me comprehend what will of God means. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now, and at the hour of our death. Amen. Little Sacrifice of the Month. Each morning, midday, and night, 3 times a day, let us go onto the knees of our celestial Mamma and say to her, My Mamma, I love you. And you, love me and give a sip of divine will to my soul. Give me your blessing, that I may do all of my actions under your maternal gaze. The Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will. Day 15. The Queen of Heaven in the Kingdom of the Divine Will. Continuing on the same topic, her life in the temple. The Soul to the Queen of Heaven. Queen Mamma, here I am. Your child is at your side to follow your steps as you enter the temple. Oh, how I wish that my Mamma would take my little soul and enclose it in the living temple of the will of God, isolating me from everyone, except my Jesus and her sweet company. Lesson of the Queen of Heaven. My dearest child, how sweet it is your whispering to my ears, hearing you say that you want to be enclosed by me in the living temple of the divine will, and that you want no other company but that of your Jesus and mine. Ah, dear child, you make the joys of true mother arise in my maternal heart, and if you let me do it, I am certain that my child will be happy, and my joys will be hers. And to have a happy child is the greatest happiness and glory of a maternal heart. Now listen to me, my child. I arrived at the temple only to live of divine will. My holy parents delivered me to the superiors of the temple, consecrating me to the Lord. And while they were doing so, I was dressed up in a festal manner, and hymns and prophecies were sung, which regarded the future Messiah. Oh, how my heart rejoiced! Afterwards, with courage, I said goodbye to my dear and holy parents. I kissed their right hands, and I thanked them for the care they took of my childhood, and for having consecrated me to the Lord with so much love and sacrifice. My peaceful presence, without crying and courageous, infused so much courage in them that they had the strength to leave me and to depart from me. The divine will ruled over me and extended its kingdom in all those acts of mine. O power of the fiat, you alone could give me the heroism, though I was so little, to have the strength to detach myself from those who loved me so much, and whom I saw feeling their hearts break in separating from me. Now, my child, listen to me. I enclosed myself in the temple, and the Lord wanted it so, that I might extend the kingdom of the divine will in my acts, which I was to do in it, so as to let me prepare the ground with my human acts, and the heaven of the divine will, which was to be formed over this ground, for all souls consecrated to the Lord. I was most attentive to all the duties which were usually done in that holy place. I was peaceful with everyone, nor did I ever cause any bitterness or bother to anyone. I submitted myself to the most humble tasks. I found no difficulty in anything, either in sweeping or in doing dishes. Any sacrifice was an honor, a triumph for me. But do you want to know why? I looked at nothing. Everything was will of God for me. So the little bell that called me was the fiat. I would hear the mysterious sound of the divine will which called me in the sound of the little bell, and my heart would rejoice and run to go wherever the fiat was calling me. My rule was the divine will, and I saw my superiors as the ones who imparted the commands of a will so holy. Therefore, for me, the little bell, the rule, the superiors, and my actions, even the most humble ones, were joys and feasts which the divine fiat prepared for me. And extending itself outside of me, it called me to extend its will, in order to form its kingdom in the smallest of my acts. And I acted like the sea, which hides everything it possesses, and lets nothing but water be seen. So I did. I hid everything in the immense sea of the divine fiat. I saw nothing but seas of divine will, and therefore all things brought me joys and feasts. Ah, my child, you and all souls ran within my acts. I could do nothing without my child. It was precisely for my children that I prepared the kingdom of the divine will. Ah, if all the souls consecrated to the Lord in holy places would make everything disappear in the divine will, how happy they would be, converting the communities into many celestial families, and populating the earth with many holy souls. But alas, with the sorrow of Mother, I must say, how many bitternesses, disturbances, and discords are not there, while sanctity is not in the office given to them, but in the doing the divine will in whatever office that might be entrusted to them. For it is the peacemaker of souls, strength and support in the hardest sacrifices. The soul. Oh, Holy Mamma, how beautiful are your lessons! How sweetly they descend into my heart! Oh, please, I pray you, to extend in me the sea of the divine fiat, and to raise it around me like a wall, so that your child may see and know nothing else but divine will, in such a way that, journeying always through it, I may know its secrets, its joys, its happiness. Little sacrifice. Today, to honor me, you will do for me 12 acts of love, to honor the 12 years which I lived in the temple. praying me to admit you to the union with my acts. Ejaculatory prayer. Queen Mama, enclose me in the sacred temple of the will of God. You have reached the end of Day 15 of the Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will.